Tom, you about ready?
I'm ready.
Are y'all about ready? Well, I think it's time.
The quicker we start, the quicker we'll be done.
There's that, for sure, there's that. So, before we start, Tom, I'm gonna do something unconventional. I'm gonna say, let's get a selfie. Patrick, come up here, let's get a selfie with the crowd. If they'll bring the lights up for us, we'll get a selfie with the crowd. All right, come on. Great, thank you. No, that's good. So Liz, our photographer, wants us to do it one more time.
Too much gray hair, dear.
Come on, Tom.
Me, not you.
I better not have any gray hair. I just paid not to. 1, 2, 3. Great. Thank you. Great. So thank you so much. Welcome to tonight's 16th annual Franklin Tomorrow Exemplary Community Volunteer Awards. I'm Mindy Tate, Chief Executive Officer of Franklin Tomorrow. Joining me tonight is Tom Lawrence, the voice of Williamson County. I'm going to owe him so much money when he stops being the voice of Williamson County because he gets paid big bucks to be the voice for other places, and he is so gracious to be here with us tonight. And later tonight, you'll hear from Patrick Baggett, who is finishing his second year as board chair for our organization.
We always like to open the program with an inspirational quotation. Something like Oscar Wilde's, "The smallest act of kindness is worth more than the grandest intention," or Albert Einstein's statement, "Only a life lived for others is worth living."
Well, I'm going to quote the Queen. Well, the Queen of Tennessee and a great Williamson County resident, Miss Dolly Parton, who said, "Don't get so busy making a living that you forget to make a life." All of the individuals nominated for these awards and those who nominated them, as well as those who continue to work without recognition, are the ones who make life here in Williamson County so special, and we are blessed daily by their efforts, big or small. Our community is served by a number of excellent nonprofits, several of whom are with us tonight to tell you a little bit more about their organizations, and many of them have been around for a number of years. None of what Franklin Tomorrow does as a community visioning and engagement organization would be possible without the support of you and our partners, but also because the service over the last 22 years of a number of volunteers. We'd like to tell you a little bit about our story and shine the light on the impact of our organization on the quality of life in our community for the last 22 years. So we have a short video.
I think the legacy is the creation of a plan by which we grow, by which we see our city develop, and it's a plan that's inclusive, it's diverse, it reaches out to all elements of the community. It brings people together in a way for civil discourse about how you want your town to be.
I think what I'm most proud of is, first as Vice President, being a part of helping to bring On the Table to our community. This was next level leadership in hearing all of our voices and letting everyone feel like at the end of their sitting down together, they were heard, they were seen, and they felt like they were able to contribute to the greater conversation.
The legacy of the first 20 years, I think, is that we have created an organization that is for the people, that doesn't have an agenda beyond getting the community to share ideas and taking those ideas to our leadership and elected officials.
And we are so fortunate to have such high quality people in roles in our city government and on the board of mayor and aldermen and our county commissioners. And therefore, I think it works very well. And I selfishly, I guess, in a way, give Franklin Tomorrow a lot of credit for that still being the case.
And I would just add, from the city perspective, Franklin Tomorrow can engage in discussions and bring people together in a way that just the city may not be as positioned to do. We're at the table with them, but they can engage and bring in a broader cross-section and in a different feel than maybe a governmental type setting. So it's an amazing partnership and one we're very, very thankful for.
Having an organization like Franklin Tomorrow to continue to help the city determine what smart growth is going to be absolutely critical.
I see us having a bright future, more importantly, because of the fact that the first 22 years we have been a great part of the city, hearing so many voices elevated in the community. We're just going to continue to be, like I mentioned before, a trusted resource, someone that you leave and you leave not only informed, but you leave with a greater opportunity to provide good outcomes in the community.
I think that the legacy is that we have put together a group that can work together and has built a trust with the citizens as well as with the elected officials to ensure that we have the city's best interest at heart overall as citizens and as a community.
Franklin Tomorrow's exemplary community volunteers are made possible through a host of partners, including Williamson Memorial Funeral Home and Cremation Services, Franklin Rotary Club at Breakfast, First Bank, Berger, Mosley, and Carson PLC. We also want to thank the TMA Group, Representative Sam Whitson, and Catering and Events by Suzette. Additional support comes from a group of Williamson County elected officials, including Property Assessor Brad Coleman, Register of Deeds Sherry Anderson, Circuit Court Clerk Debbie Barrett, Trustee Karen Paris, District Attorney General Kim Helper, Juvenile Court Clerk Margaret Mayhew, Juvenile Court Judge Sharon Guffey, County Court Clerk Jeff Whitby, County Mayor Rogers Anderson, and Sheriff Dusty Rhodes.
Let's thank them, please. We are so thankful for our partners because without them, we would not be able to celebrate the amazing volunteers that we are celebrating tonight. And volunteers are the backbone of what makes Williamson County so great.
Over the next, I got a problem.
Okay.
Over the next hour and 15 minutes.
Okay,
It says
go
hour
for
and a
it.
half here.
Go for it.
You're going to meet some people living to help others, and we hope they inspire you to do more for others in our community. Franklin Mayor Dr. Ken Moore is with us and has some short remarks.
For the great collaboration that they have with the city and the great work they do in our community. And second, congratulations to all the nominees. And wow, what a difference you make in our community, and we thank you for that. And I want to congratulate the winners early also. So that's short enough?
That was good. That was good. But Tom?
Mayor, don't leave. We've got a little curveball to throw into tonight's program.
Uh-oh.
We're changing things up a bit and kicking things off with one of our favorite awards, the Charles M. Sargent Award. This award recognizes an individual who has made significant impact in the areas of business, quality of life, and leadership. Tonight, the recipient is Franklin Mayor Dr. Ken Moore. And we...
Oh, wow. Wow. Linda's here.
Oh, is she? Where is she?
Linda, can you come up and join us? So we've got a short video.
We do have a short video, and you know how the mayor just loves these city videos.
lot to those of us who knew Charles Sargent. This award was originally entitled the Business Legacy Award, and it was named after the late 61st District State Representative Charles Sargent after his death in 2018 to honor his life of service to Franklin and Williamson County. Last year's recipient was State Representative Sam Whitson, and prior to that was our co-host, Tom Lawrence. Representative Charles, that's you, sorry, I won't step on your lines.
Representative Charles Sargent was not only a listener, but a doer, not just for those who supported him, but always with the best interest of the community at heart. Franklin Mayor Ken Moore emulates that style of leadership, whether as mayor, as a man, and in the many volunteer roles which he has undertaken. Someone once wrote about Ken Moore, physicians don't have a lot in common with politicians, at least at first blush. But Franklin Mayor Ken Moore, a retired orthopedic surgeon, says the two professions have at least one major skill in common, the ability and willingness to listen. Ken Moore has exhibited that, saying, "They say if you listen to the patient, they'll tell you what's wrong with them." So much of what I do as an elected official is listen to people and try to understand their feelings about issues. The only difference is that when I was practicing orthopedic surgery, I could put them to sleep. Mayor, you can still put them to sleep. It was perhaps the listening to others that led him to form a blue ribbon panel on mental health, which has now become Find Hope Franklin. Mental health issues can touch all of us, even in Franklin. Find Hope Franklin is a community-based resource with a mission to reduce the stigma associated with mental health and create an environment where anyone can feel empowered to ask for help. Alongside local pastor, the Reverend Kenneth Hill, Mayor Moore brought together faith leaders alongside lay members of the community to found Unite Williamson, which recently held its 5th Interfaith Prayer Breakfast and was created to bring together and connect our faith-based organizations for the benefit of everyone in Franklin. There are countless other examples of service by Ken Moore, often alongside his wife Linda, in our community and around the world. He has served as chairman of the Columbia State Foundation Board and medical director for the Shalom Foundation, which provides free surgery to poor Guatemalan children, and also an active member of the Franklin Rotary Club at Breakfast.
For those reasons and many others, Franklin Tomorrow presents the 2022 Charles M. Sargent Legacy Award to Dr. Franklin Mayor Ken Moore, and we thank you for your service. We have a small gift for you, and we'll take a picture and then we'll give you a mic back if you want. Now, we know that you love Harlansdale, and we know that Linda loves her dogs. This painting came from the Friends of Franklin Park's art show this past week, and it's called Walking the Dog. And it's Walking the Dog at Harlansdale. And so this is our gift to you to thank you. So let's get a picture real quick, and then we'll let you have a word or two. Patrick, will you join us? Yeah.
Come on in.
This is great. Great. Do you have anything else to say? Help her down.
You got me.
That took a bit.
I'm really kind of at a loss for words, except to say that I was a great admirer of Charles Sargent, and Charles left us a great legacy for us all to look at as we try to serve our community. So for me to be able to receive that award is one of the greatest honors that I think I could ever receive. And just thank you so much, and thank you for the support that you give, and just thank you for all the volunteers that make Franklin that special place to live, work, play, raise a family. So thank you. You got it.
Yeah, and I got him. Good. Thank you.
Now's the time to get serious. get what we're here for. I know you all want to be home by 8 o'clock so you can hear former president make some remarks.
I got nothing. Just gonna leave that one.
This year's volunteer awards are special. More people have been nominated. Following tonight's program, a donation will be made by Franklin tomorrow in the name of each recipient to the nonprofit of their choice. Again, thank you to our sponsors and partners who make this possible. We'd love to read you the nominations of all the nominees tonight. We just don't have that kind of time. But you can find their stories this week on Franklin Tomorrow's website, franklintomorrow.org. While all nominees will be announced in the category in which they were nominated during judging, some nominations were moved into other categories or special awards created which more appropriately reflected the nominee's dedication. So be sure and stay with us to the end because there are some surprises.
There are.
The first award of the night will be the Corporate Volunteerism Award, which is given to a company or organization that sees the value of giving back to their community through successful volunteer programs with high levels of participation and impact. In the category of corporate volunteerism, the nominees are Tractor Supply Company, Saddle Up, and Wyfield Group, Poplar Grove Elementary School.
This year's recipient in the corporate volunteerism category is the Wyfield Group, nominated by Poplar Grove Elementary Principal Alicia Erickson. I would ask Principal Erickson and representatives of the Wyfield Group to come forward while we talk a little bit more about this. So congratulations on this. In the nomination, Principal Erickson wrote about the day in May 2022 when the Wyfield Group sent a team of approximately 30 employees to Poplar Grove Elementary for the day, set up their bike workshop in the school's multipurpose room, and spent the day unpacking and assembling 62 bikes for their second grade students through a grant for Wishes for Wheels. So we congratulate the Wyfield Group and thank you so much. Thank you. Let's get a photo. Let's open this. Patrick will open this. Thank you so much. Be sure. Thank you.
The next award is for Corporate Individual Achievement, and we have two nominees. Our first nominee, Julia Kerr from Parks Realty for her Little Red Wagon Food Drive project. Our second nominee is Tiade Tagaloa of LP Building Solutions for her work with Hard Bargain Association. Given the enormity of the work by each woman, both will receive a Corporate Individual Achievement Award.
First, we would ask Julia Carr to come to the stage as we tell you a little bit about the Little Red Wagon project to benefit GraceWorks. For the GraceWorks Food Drive, Julia's vision was to get businesses in the community involved, to collect as many items as possible, and also increase awareness that there is an extreme need in our community for donations. Julia has had a passion for her neighbors and those in need from the years when she was Miss West Virginia, and she did a similar drive to benefit a local Boys and Girls Club. Over 10,000 pounds of food was collected through her efforts and those of her co-workers, and we wholeheartedly support that. And additional support by way of donations multiplied the impact of the Little Red Wagon Food Drive. So great, thank you, Julia. Thank you so much. We also want to honor Tiade Tagaloa of LP Building Solutions for her dedicated service to Hard Bargain Association. Hard Bargain Association Director Derek Solomon wrote, Tiade has worked several volunteer projects in the recent years, including the Hard Bargain Annual Thanksgiving Giveaway and HBA Annual Angel Tree Partner with LP Building Solutions. And since January, Tiade has volunteered no less than 60 hours to Hard Bargain Association. So we thank them. And Derek, if you're here, come on up. And if we have somebody from GraceWorks to come up and be in the photo with Julia as well. So y'all did great. Thank you so much. Thank you. Yeah, one at a time. Julia, we'll do it one at a time. Here we go. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Julia, come on up. Julia, come on up. Great. Thanks so much. I'm going to go on this side. Great. Keep going. Great. Thank you so much. Congratulations. Keep going, Tom.
The next award is for the Youth Initiative category. Individuals eligible for this award are young leaders in the community that are involved either in a variety of community activities or primarily in one organization as a significant volunteer. In the category of the Youth Initiative,
Tom. Could we ask them to stand in the audience when their name is read? I
That's
forgot
cool.
to say that. Sorry.
That's a good idea. That's a good idea.
Sorry.
So, as we read you as a nominee, please stand. Addie Grace Leggett, nominated for her work with GraceWorks, Best Buddies in Christ Community Church, among others. Audrey Oxford, nominated by Freedom Range Ranch.
There's Audrey.
Elizabeth Schmitz, nominated by Shower Up Nashville.
I know she's here.
Estefani Alatorre and Gabriela Sanchez, nominated by Path United. Jenna Ferris, nominated for her work for Habitat for Humanity and JROTC at Independence High School.
And we have two recipients in the Youth Initiative Awards. And first, I'm going to call up Audrey Oxford, nominated for her work with Freedom Range Ranch. Audrey has contributed 500 volunteer hours this year to Freedom Range Ranch in horse care and session leader roles. Founder and executive director Carissa Ramstall wrote, Audrey has mastered the daily feed and care routine at the ranch and also mentors and co-leads the junior ranchers, a group of 10 to 13-year-old girls. So we want to congratulate you, Audrey. Come on up and we'll get a picture. Great. So our next recipient is Elizabeth Smits, known as Izzy Bell to her friends and family and to the clients of Shower Up Nashville. Elizabeth has logged more than 500 hours serving this year. The value of this would be $7,500. She greets the homeless, can run the shower list, cleans the showers, but there's so much more. She loves to cook and had made a friend of an unhoused person who unfortunately died in September of this year before she could make him a special meal they had discussed. Instead of dropping the idea, Izzy has made a habit of making different meals to serve to the unhoused each week. She really, really enjoys it, and I'm sure she tried some of that food tonight, too. It is amazing to see her growth, her talent, while serving those less fortunate. She gives up so many hours each week to do this, and simply beautiful what she took from a sad situation. So we congratulate Izzy Bell, and thank you for your work with Shower Up. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Whoops. Whoops. Oh, it's got to get the shoes. They are fancy. Okay.
What time is it, Mindy?
It is 7:26.
No.
6:26, sorry.
Okay.
Sorry. Go.
The next category, Emerging Leader. This award recognizes a young professional between 20 and 40 whose professional or volunteer efforts are having a positive impact on his or her community. In the category of Emerging Leader, the nominees are, please stand, Nicole Brooks, Habitat for Humanity, Williamson, Murray Counties. Stacy Downs of Vintage Affair. Chase Harper, Heritage Foundation Next Gen, Williamson Inc. Board, City of Franklin Sustainability Commission. Maury Reisenberg of Vintage Affair, Franklin Tomorrow, and other nonprofits. Emily Valdez, Franklin Special School District Lacrosse founder. And Rebecca Zeitlin Waves, Congregation Micah, Make-A-Wish Foundation.
This was a terribly difficult committee decision for the super secret committee that judges these, but we have 3 recipients tonight, and the first recipient is Chase Harper. Chase was nominated by Debbie Henry of the TMA Group, where he's the Business Development Director. Of Chase, Debbie wrote, Chase Harper exemplifies a true emerging leader in this great community. From the moment he joined the TMA team, he expressed a true desire to become engaged and lead in this community. Chase believes the most important currency in our community is relationships, and we really appreciate your service, and we honor Chase with an Emerging Leader Award. Thanks, buddy.
A Mississippi State Bulldog.
Our second recipient is Maury Reisenberg, who was nominated by Carmen Stanek as someone who truly exemplifies what it means to have a larger-than-life personality and use it in service to others. Maury serves as board secretary for Vintage Affair, volunteers annually with Franklin Tomorrow on the Mayor's Cup Golf Tournament, and has committed countless hours to helping others with mental health through a study to examine changes in emotions and mental health during and after pregnancy. Carmen wrote, and I've seen that Maury never tires and continually works to give back to her community in a variety of ways, and we want to thank Maury Reisenberg for her service. Thank you so much. Thank you. And our final Emerging Leader Award goes to Emily Valadez, a teacher at Freedom Intermediate School, nominated by her principal, Joel Hogue. Emily secured grant funding to begin a lacrosse team for all FSSD girls in grades 5 through 8. After a resoundingly positive response, Mrs. Valadez expanded the program to include a club team for boys in grades 5 through 8. Those combined teams created an additional athletic opportunity for nearly 1,600 students in the district. The 600 hours of Mrs. Valadez's volunteerism not only aligns with her passion for athletics and the students, it models how young professionals can have amazing impacts on their communities by sharing their passion with others. So we congratulate Emily Valadez. So congratulations. Thank you so much. Congratulations. Go, Tom.
No, it's yours.
Oh, my goodness, it's me again. Our next award category is Neighbor to Neighbor Award, which is given to an individuals or an organization that has shown extreme generosity to its neighbors in Williamson County and has exceeded expectations in terms of giving back to the community. The nominees in this category are Katie Crichton, founder of Erica's Safe Place; Brentwood Noon Rotary Playground Committee for the Miles Together Inclusive Playground; Franklin Rotary Club at Noon Barbecue Society for its dedication to feeding the Boys and Girls Club and other organizations; Franklin Special School District's school health nurses for their dedication in vaccination campaigns; and Mariana Gutierrez, nominated by Path United for her work at Poplar Grove School.
There will be 2 recipients in this category. The first recipient is Katie Crichton, founder of Erica's Safe Place in 2015, in memory of her best friend. Erica's Safe Place focused on providing services to at-risk youth and their families.
Come on up.
And from 2015 to 2020, Katie was the sole employee. In 2020, COVID wreaked havoc on this small nonprofit, preventing ESP from counseling youth and hosting their annual fundraiser. Katie prevailed and refused to let her efforts go to waste, and in 2022, she hosted ESP's first All About You Girls Conference for free. 100 young girls received a full day of education, yoga, workshops, lunch, opportunities to shop with local vendors, scholarship and internship opportunities. Congratulations, Katie, and please
Bella.
accept your Neighbor to Neighbor Award.
Bella, right? And this is Bella right here, so congratulate her as well. Thank you. You can go that way. Keep going. I know I'm supposed to be me. The second recipient in the Neighbor to Neighbor category is Mariana Gutierrez, nominated by Path United for her work at Poplar Grove School. As co-owner of a business and mother of two, you might think she would be too busy to volunteer, but Mariana prioritizes volunteering at her children's school. Not only does she volunteer there, but she works hard to get members of the Franklin Estates community involved as well. As a bilingual member of the Latino community in Franklin Estates, she uses her language skills to support her friends and neighbors' ability to engage at Poplar Grove. Informally, she's always willing to help her neighbors with rides or translation when they need it. At Path United, Mariana is a consistent weekly volunteer and enjoys engaging the youngest friends at Path. She's also worked with the Path staff to put on its first ever fundraising event in the Franklin Estates neighborhood, where they raised over $4,000 selling homemade food cooked and served by moms in the neighborhood. Congratulations, Mariana, and please join us on stage. Oh, that's right, she's not. She's unfortunately unable to be with us tonight, but we'll make sure that she gets her award tonight. So the next award are the Volunteer Spirit Awards. There were so many great nominees in this category, and all the nominees are deserving of an award, as is everyone. But individuals eligible for these awards are involved either in a variety of community activities or primarily in one organization as a significant volunteer.
Volunteer Spirit Award nominees. Please stand. Al Adams, Mercy Community Healthcare Advisory Board.
On this top down, yeah.
Alina Bell, Franklin Special School District, and Mid-10 Board for Citizens National Bank,
And
Smart
Franklin
Women
tomorrow.
Advisory
And
Board.
Franklin tomorrow, yes.
And Franklin tomorrow, that's true. Paul Bonner, Gentry's Educational Foundation. Jeff Brasher, One Gen Away. Kelly Fortner, Franktown Open Hearts, Franklin Fellows supporter, Christ Community Church volunteer. Walter Green, Downtown Neighborhood Association and Concerned Neighbors of Franklin Grove. Jacqueline Ledbetter, Downtown Franklin Rotary Club, Heritage Foundation, My Friend's House, Davis House, and Friends of Franklin Parks. Christine McCann, Saddle Up. Jill and Tim McNeese, Backlight Productions. Claudia Parker, Williamson County Animal Center. Tom Powell, Franklin's Charge. Grayling Pruitt, Habitat for Humanity, Williamson, Murray Counties. Ravita Raman and Jennifer Cortez, One Wilco. Glenn Riddle, United Way Vita Tax Service. Bob Steele, Franklin Theater. Catherine Swafford, Freedom Intermediate School PTA co-president. Teresa R. Victory, Friends of Williamson County Public Library.
There's a book sale this weekend, Tom.
Chris Wharton, Page High School. Jerome Whitehead, Williamson Medical Center. And Richard Youngs, Graceworks Ministries.
This was a great category this year, another one of those that we spent over an hour discussing in the committee discussions, and there are 5 recipients of Volunteer Spirit Awards tonight. First recipient is Al Adams, Mercy Community Healthcare Advisory Board. Al has been a member of Mercy's Health Advisory Board for approximately 4 years. His huge contribution to Mercy has been his passion, enthusiasm, and leadership with their annual golf fundraising event. He introduced a new model, Golf for Goodness Sake, for Mercy's events starting in 2019. As a result of his commitment and leadership, the event has grown each year. In 2022, Mercy raised over $100,000 with their golf tournament. In 2022 to date, Al has put in approximately 60 volunteer hours with Mercy. 2 other organizations have also benefited from his great service, and those are the Rotary Club at Breakfast, Franklin, and Feed America First. In fact, Al has been in a leadership role for 20 years with the Rotary Club Golf Tournament and 22 years with Feed America First. So we congratulate Al Adams on getting this award. Thank you.
Our second recipient is Christine McCann, nominated by Saddle Up. Christine has been a stalwart volunteer at Saddle Up for over 10 years. In that time, she has logged well over 2,000 volunteer hours in a wide variety of roles. In 2022, a year when we have worked to return to pre-COVID program levels and our volunteer needs have grown exponentially, Christine has stepped up to volunteer more than 320 hours, and that's just year to date. Not only does Christine put her back into farm and barn work, but also brings her huge heart and helping hand to the farm every time she volunteers at Saddle Up.
Thank you so much. Our next recipient is Grayling Pruitt, Habitat for Humanity, Williamson and Murray Counties. Grayling has been volunteering with our local Habitat affiliate for 22 years. Not only has he made a lasting impact on the hundreds of families who have completed the home ownership program, but his work is ingrained in the very fabric and DNA of the organization. He first volunteered with Habitat in 2000. Most Saturdays you'll find Grayling on a construction site guiding and engaging volunteers as a crew leader. He empowers those volunteers to try construction tasks outside of their comfort zone, patiently sharing his vast knowledge so that everyone can play a role in building a Habitat home. On his first day on the build site, he was working on Habitat home number 39. Today, Habitat for Humanity, Williamson and Murray Counties, is nearing home number 300, with Grayling still lending a hand every chance he gets. Grayling Pruitt, we congratulate you. Thank you so much. The next Volunteer Spirit Award goes to Glenn Riddle, who has volunteered with United Way of Greater Nashville's VITA Free Tax Prep Program for 7 years. He served as the site coordinator for the Williamson County Library in Franklin since 2020. In this past tax season, he volunteered over 121 hours of his time. As an IRS certified volunteer, Glenn provides free tax preparation and electronic filing for low to moderate income taxpayers. Not only do individuals and families get accurate returns, but they save money on tax preparation fees. For the 2022 tax filing season, the Williamson County Library VITA site prepared a total of 373 returns, bringing $435,380 in refunds back into our community. And it saved those taxpayers an estimated $101,000 in tax prep fees. So we congratulate and thank Glenn Riddle for your service. Thank you so much. Step up a little bit. Thank you. The final Volunteer Spirit Award recipient tonight is Richard Youngs, who was nominated by GraceWorks Ministries. He is retired, but his passion for GraceWorks mission and energy is in serving anyway. His assigned job is testing and pricing electronic devices donated to GraceWorks Thrift Store, which help fund food, shelter, and support programs for neighbors in need. He's a busy man. He works 3 hours a day on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, a schedule netting 384 hours so far in 2022. Those hours at Tennessee's value of volunteer time are close to $10,000. His wife, Melinda, who's with us, also volunteers in sorting clothes and other donations. He also helps out whenever needed. They were running low on volunteers to pick up rescue foods from local grocery stores, and nobody was surprised to see him jump on a truck and go help and do that. So while retired, service to others is a way of life for him, and we congratulate you, Richard, on receiving this award. Thank you. Thank you.
The next award of the evening is the Ann T. Rutherford Exemplary Community Volunteer Award. The Ann T. Rutherford Exemplary Community Volunteer Award recognizes the collective effort of an individual's work and the impact on the agencies themselves and the community at large. It is named in honor of Mrs. Ann Trabue Rutherford. One award is given annually.
The recipient of this year's Ann T. Rutherford Award is Marianne Schroer for her dedication as a community volunteer for more than 25 years in our community, making it a better place to call home. Thank you. Look at this people standing.
The actor Denzel Washington once said, at the end of the day, it's not about what you have or even what you've accomplished. It's about who you've lifted up, who you've made better. It's about what you've given back. Whether in her professional career as a licensed therapist or in her role as a leader of several nonprofits, Marianne has lifted others up or walked alongside them through difficult times. Marianne has spent her life fighting for the underdog, not accepting the status quo when there was a better way, including the excluded. Marianne has used her connections, her education, her spiritual beliefs to guide her through life, and it's been to the benefit of this community as a whole through service to individuals. She has served as director of Williamson County CASA, but also the Williamson County Recovery Court. Marianne has served on boards from the Battle of Franklin Trust, Foster Care Review, African American Heritage Society, Leadership Franklin, the Heritage Foundation, among others. Marianne Schroer has been involved with Franklin Tomorrow since its start more than 20 years ago, and was one of the organizers of the first major fundraiser, a chili cook-off held at Pumpkin Fest.
Woohoo!
She's made huge strides in the way preservation is done in our county, helped tell a fuller version of our history, and promoted diversity and inclusion even before that was a buzzword. She truly distinguished herself when she oversaw the Herculean task of navigating the boards of 3 nonprofits into one, known today as the Battle of Franklin Trust. The Battle of Franklin Trust oversees the operation of the original historic properties, including Carton, the Carter House, and now Rippavilla in Spring Hill. Marianne's leadership was essential in creating the single cohesive board that represents all of those properties today. When asked at the time of the merger to offer a descriptive word to describe Marianne, her fellow board member said, amazing, tenacious, dedicated, determined, tactful, committed, focused, visionary, sincere, genuine, heartfelt, and respected. While those are certainly accolades, it's likely that the words used by peers and friends to describe her, neighbor, friend, boss, mentor, emergency contact, wise counsel, among others, which would mean much more. As one friend said, it's hard to think of an organization or a cause in this town that Mary Ann hasn't impacted. She defines servant leadership. She is willing to serve in any role, any capacity, roll up her sleeves for causes she believes in. Quote, she is committed to her beliefs, sometime at the risk of standing alone or making waves. If you have Mary Ann in your corner, you are fortunate in so many ways because she never seems to tire of striving toward the best outcome. Mary Ann Schroer, the Ann T. Rutherford Award is yours.
Let me say something first. Thank you to so many people who contributed to those remarks, particularly Andrea Johnson and Tim Kearns and others. Thank you for that. But Mary Ann, you have a few seconds to thank.
I'm completely overwhelmed and so honored to be given the Ann Rutherford Award, because I can't think of anyone that I respect or admire more than I do her. We stand on her shoulders. She's done so much for this community. I've spent my adult married life here, and I was walking down the street today in Franklin and just thinking, on Main Street, thinking, I'm so lucky to live here. Raised my kids here. I've worked here, I've worshiped here, and I've volunteered here. I think sometimes my husband would have preferred I did a little more in my paying job, but nonetheless, I feel like when a community does a lot for you and gives a lot to you, that you owe something back. And so hopefully this award, what it makes me feel like is that maybe I've done my part. So I just want to say I am blessed beyond measure, and I thank you so much.
Let Patrick help you down. Put that up. That one was a great one as well. And again, thank you to Andrea and others who helped us put that together. And thanks to John Schroer for getting her here. We appreciate that. So, Patrick, I'll now turn this program over to you for a few President's or Chairman's Awards, and we'll go from there.
If you don't feel good after tonight, there's nothing that will make you feel good, I don't think. This is one of my favorite nights of the year because, you know, we spend so much time and people driving around and looking at phones and looking at computer screens and listening to bad news, and we come here tonight and you just get to hear just the best, just the absolute best. And it's the people in this room and makes this community. All right, as Mindy mentioned, I'm chair of the board of directors of Franklin Tomorrow for another month. And earlier this year, Franklin Tomorrow celebrated 22 years as a community visioning organization. And we like to think that we have had a pretty positive impact on the city as well. But these awards tonight is kind of something that past presidents have done and started, and we carry on because sometimes the committee, the super secret committee that Mindy mentioned, sometimes we have a few more that we just really want to highlight as the leader of this organization. So I wanted to present the first award. It came to my attention through the volunteer spirit category, but also through personal experience. I serve on a board with this gentleman, and to say that he does yeoman's work would be an understatement, but he's done so much. And this is the Community Leadership Award, Tom Powell, President's Community Leadership Award. Come on up, Tom. Tom Powell has devoted many years to volunteer service. He led the fundraising efforts for the March of Dimes for over 20 years, but more recently, however, Tom has devoted a substantial effort to the board of Franklin's Charge since 2007, and he's remained on the board ever since, where he serves as treasurer and continues that role today. Tom's consistent, reliable financial overview has served Franklin's Charge in managing millions of dollars in grant funds obtained from federal and state governments, as well as contributions from countless individuals in the pursuit of acquiring former battlefield properties and restoring those to what you see and enjoy today. These properties have in turn been turned over into conservation easements and in a large part operated by the city of Franklin. Tom's financial guidance has positioned Franklin's Charge and other battlefield preservation organizations to continue identifying prime battlefield land. We're continuing to identify it, aren't we? So that we can continue to tell the story of the events that occurred here at the Battle of Franklin. Franklin is known nationally, perhaps internationally, for its battlefield reclamation efforts. And while not always in a highly visible role, Tom Powell's leadership has bettered our community, and you see it on our battlefields. Thank you, Tom. Appreciate you. What a surprise. Thank you. Oh, picture. Next, I would like to present the Family Impact Award. And there are lots of impactful families, and one thing about volunteering is getting the kids involved and getting the whole family involved and volunteering as a family. But Jill and Tim McNeese are the recipients of the Family Impact Award. Jill and Tim, please come on up. They're not here. I got a lot of great things to say about you, Jill and Tim. That's all right. We'll get them their award, but we want to highlight what they've done for this community. Jill and Tim McNeese began serving on the board of directors of Backlight Productions about 5 years ago, and it was their addition that made Director Melissa Smith realize what the heart of a board member truly looks like. Over the course of that time, Jill and Tim have not only built sets for every production, but they have paid for them with their own money. They work sometimes hours into the night in their barn painting stone walls, construction bridges, or illuminating marquees, making certain that the set is ready in time. The number of hours dedicated to these projects cannot be measured, as these projects takes months to construct, and that is done only on free evenings and weekends as they lead up to the show. It equates to about 25 hours of construction per show, if not more. On the day of the show, rather than arriving at showtime and sitting comfortably in the audience, they are busy helping backstage. Tim works as a stagehand, leading and instructing a team of other volunteers who have never dealt with these sets before. Jill acts as backstage dressing room support for both her son and other backlight actors. They watch their son from the wings of the stage rather than the audience because they choose to serve in addition to being served. Finally, after the show is over, they are two of the few people who stay behind to help clean up. Parents of people with disabilities sacrifice and work to provide constant throughout their lifetime. Their work at home never ends, and it is rarely simple. So when individuals like Jill and Tim, who walk through life with joy and seldom complain, even though they have every right to, turn around and choose to give even more of themselves to families, friends, and organizations close to their hearts. I believe they are impacting not just their own family, but many, many more. This is why, Jill and Tim, congratulations for the Family Impact Award. Okay, good, all right. Our next President's Award tonight is a Community Servant Leadership Award, and I'd like to present that to Adam Balish. Adam, come on up. Even though he's a developer, his dedication to land conservation and parks and what makes this community special. Adam has gone above and beyond in ways that rarely seen in public to make sure this community remains the kind of community that we all love to play in our parks. So Adam has been dedicated to the idea of Friends of Franklin Parks before it was even created in 2011. He served on the founding board of directors in many roles, including president. He has graciously given his knowledge and experience in land development and project management to Friends of Franklin Parks, starting with their first project, a canoe launch, and continuing on to the development of the Tractor Supply Arena in the park at Harlansdale Farm. Adam has championed connectivity in the community through trails and greenways, chairing Friends Riverwalk Trails Committee, and spearheading construction of the newly constructed trailhead at Chestnut Bend with a new bridge that's going to be coming over from Chestnut Bend to Harlansdale, and soon constructing the bridge over the Harpeth River. He also gives of his time and talents to others organizations, serving as a board member and secretary of the Harpeth River Watershed Association and on the City of Franklin Sustainability Task Force as the Urban Design Chair. Adam does more than many know in the background, and he has no other motive other than to make his hometown, where he has chosen to live and raise his family, a better place through our parks and in many other ways. Congratulations, Adam. The next two awards are Board Impact Awards, and as I mentioned earlier, I've served on the as chair of the Franklin Tomorrow Board, and we have a 25-member board. And members of our board, we're kind of a different board. You have some boards that are just governing boards, but we have a really active board. When you join Franklin Tomorrow, you really it's a volunteer board. We put on events and really get to meet a lot of folks, and so we have a lot of board members who are highly active. And so we came up with some Board Impact Awards to recognize those on our board who have really gone above and beyond. And tonight, we have a couple, and I really, this award would not begin to convey the thanks and appreciation for the volunteerism that this individual exhibits in the community. As a friend, as a mentor, she has helped me and so many others in this community. Alina Bell, Board Leadership Award. Alina Bell is an incredible community leader. She utilizes her corporate marketing and sales skills, her love for the community, and her ability to collaborate and to deftly navigate the nuances of community building into her passion for volunteerism. She is a strategic and collaborative leader who has served the Franklin community as a parent, as an advocate, thought leader, and a professional. She and her husband, Gary, have 4 children, and she is an active volunteer in their schools, serving in many different capacities for the individual school's PTO. In fact, the Bell family could have won the Family Impact Award because this is a culture of volunteerism in the Bell family. And I want to make over 4,000 hours for the family in service. I mean, they really, they live it out, and it's impressive. So congratulations to the whole family. But Alina successfully transitioned her corporate skills to the Franklin Special School Board, where she serves as well as a volunteer. As part of that board, she has served the Franklin community since 2013 in governance roles as a master school board member and currently as vice chair. She has served as 2 years. She served 2 years for the board of Franklin Tomorrow as president. She serves as in an advisory role for the Middle Tennessee Board of First Citizens National Bank, and is involved in the Smart Women Advisory Board and many Smart Women events. In 2018-2019, she was the co-chair of Franklin Tomorrow's On the Table initiative and attended dozens of sessions to hear what her friends and other community residents had to say about our community. Alina Bell was appointed to the Board of Education in 2013 to fill a vacant seat and has subsequently been reelected since 2014. She serves as the school board's representative to the Tennessee School Board Association, the Tennessee Legislative Network, and in addition, in 2021, she was appointed to a 3-year term to the Tennessee School Board Training Advisory Committee. Whew, man. And there's more, folks. I'm telling you, we couldn't fit it all. Tom gave us a hard deadline, and I said, well, we got to cut Alina's down. Because, no, I'm just kidding, But she serves in so many ways at her church. We didn't mention her church service, and in so many ways to our kids in the Franklin Special School District you serve. Thank you.
You got one more.
One more.
I'm probably need police protection after this.
I'm going to get hired for auctioneering by the end of this, as fast as I'm having to talk here. Lifetime Achievement Award. This is another award that is Franklin Tomorrow takes great pride in honoring folks. And I can't think of anyone more deserving of this year's Lifetime Achievement Award than Nancy Conway.
She's cussing us.
Nancy P. Conway was born and raised in Williamson County and has been in the Chamber of Commerce work for 42 years, serving at 2 different chambers that are now one. For the past 10 years, Nancy has served as the Senior Vice President in Community Relations at Williamson, Inc. She's involved in numerous business and community activities, including serves as a board member to the Franklin Tomorrow. She serves with us on Franklin's Charge, Columbia State Community College Foundation, Natchez Trace Parkway Association, graduate of Leadership Middle Tennessee. Most recently, she has served as board president of Age Well Middle Tennessee and formerly the Council on Aging in Middle Tennessee. She is a 2017 recipient of the Age Well Sage Award. One of her nominators said of Nancy, a lifelong resident, there is none better than Nancy Conway as a steadfast pillar of our community. Without second thoughts, she has never failed to lend a helping hand, make a phone call, or serve others when she was made aware of any need. Williamson County and friends alike have been well served by her kindness, selflessness, and community spirit shared with others. She herself has said, don't take credit. You said this, Nancy, now, all right? Don't take credit for something yourself, because most likely it took a lot of people to make it happen. That's a good quote. But Nancy, you did a lot too, and we appreciate it. Just this month, Your Williamson magazine called her the leading lady of Franklin, and we thank her tonight with this Lifetime Achievement Award.
Get a picture. A nice standing ovation. Do you want to say anything? Here you go. Here you go. You go.
This is a surprise. Mindy and Patrick and I don't know who else have pulled one over on me, but
That's hard to do, folks. It's hard to do.
when I've been working with them on this entire ceremony, But if I may just say, each of you has made Franklin what it is, and you'll continue to do so. So for that, we are all grateful. If I may just say, blessings on each of you. Thank you.
Thank you.
You
Here
gonna
you
help
go.
me down?
Patrick. So we've had a couple good surprises tonight, haven't we?
Yes, we have. And we've come to one of the highlights, and oh my goodness, look here. It is 7:05 p.m. We're going to be out of here by 7:15.
We've done it. Well, no, 7:20. 7:20.
See what you can
I know how long
accomplish.
the in memoriam is. So.
That's true.
Go ahead.
For the last 5 years, Franklin Tomorrow has been including an in memoriam section in the Volunteer Awards program, with hopes of recognizing individuals who forged paths others have followed as an example to their own form of servanthood. The last 2 years have definitely presented a challenge for this section. We lost so many great community leaders and citizens in the last year, from November 2021 until October 31st, 2021. More than 120 people that we are honoring during this segment exemplified the varied acts of service and kindness that make Williamson County such a great place to call home. There are many more who could have been included, but we offer these as a sampling. As William Shakespeare wrote, the meaning of life is to find your gift. The purpose of life is to give it away. During their lives, we think these people and others not mentioned tonight made our community a better place. In conjunction with Williamson Memorial Funeral Home and other donors, tonight we will light a candle for each of those honored tonight, but also for all those who died this year. A donation to the Williamson County Public Library will also be made for the purchase of books, as we feel this will continue their impact on our community as those books circulate across Williamson County.
Joining Tom in honoring these people during this memoriam will be Pam Stevens with Williamson Memorial Funeral Home, and joining them in lighting these candles, Jeff Friedman, Clark, and Mandy Goodrich. So we'll step back, and I'll step back, and it's a tough thing.
Thank you, Mandy. I also want to say a thank you to WAKM, because I don't know if everybody knows this or not, but how many times a day do you all read the obituaries and honor the people that we serve?
This is a very emotional time, and if you hear a name and it moves you to stand up and applaud, you do just that, okay? You do just that.
But we want to thank WAKM for what you all do. Thank you.
Well, we believe everybody's name should be on the radio at least once.
Everybody's name is so important, so important.
In memoriam, Bobby B.G. Long Adair.
Michael Lee Aday, also known as Meatloaf. Ruth Ann Adkins. Doris June Marston Alexander.
Nolensville Mayor Jimmy Alexander.
Lee Ander. Barry Wade Anderson. William Franklin Andrews.
Thomas Baker Jr., Jean Marie R. Barwick, Paul Franz Bauer.
Isn't that gorgeous?
Nancy Martin Beard. Jesse Trice, Ma Jessie Bennett. Joe Biddle.
Frances Ann Binkley, Brittany Ann Huggins Brown. Brant Bousquet.
Thelma Jean Langley Bird, my Aunt Jean. Herman D. Caldwell Jr., Colleen Nash Campbell.
William Robert Bob Kennedy Jr. Ann Barrett Clark Carroll.
Jeffrey Carson.
Jeffrey Carson, Alice Faye Cathy, Wah Chow, Leslie Martin Claremont.
Christopher Allen Close, Nicole Marie Nikki Kua.
Elena Laney Dawn Davis, Don Michael Deasy.
Missy Dillingham.
Harry Lloyd Dugan, Marilyn A. Duran, Pauline Chione Ebelsel.
Dorothy, Miss Dot Louise Emmons, Baylor Christian Philhauer, David Garrett Ford.
Gentry Fox.
Lena Ellen Gaish. Grady Walker Gaskill. Sarah Evelyn Gatlin.
Coach James Jimmy Cannon Gentry.
Jack Gerbic, Martha K. Gibbs, Weta Greer.
Charles David Gregory, Molly Boone Griggs.
This is mother and daughter. Charlotte Lorene Bagsby Lottie Hafner, Charlotte L. Hafner.
Tristan Hargrove, David Harrell, Eleanor Gale Hay.
Betty Harwell Haynes, Herbert Lee Haynes, husband and wife.
Maddie Sue Hazelwood, Julie Tomlin Hazelwood, Jack Douglas Hensley.
A friend to all, Robert Hicks.
Dr. Robert Hollister, James William Hood.
Martha Elizabeth Smithson Hornberger, Doris Elizabeth Wall Huff.
Alexander Alex Todd Humphrey, Anna Leigh Ingraham.
Henry Louis Eisenberg Jr., Nellie Weatherly Jackson, Elder F. Clinton Johnson.
Phelan Ray Johnson, Mary Ellen Jones.
Sweetie Marie Jordan.
Wayne Glendon King, Joe Sidney Lancaster, Susan Russell Lassiter.
Sherry Lovett, Everett Hampton Lowe, Larry Calvin Markham.
Mary Margaret Clark Marley, William Herbert Marlin.
Filbert Joseph Martasi Jr., Christopher Kent McWhorter.
Rosalie Denton Mealer, Joan Marilyn McMahon Mignot.
Othelis Mitch H. Mitchell, Elizabeth Moy.
Jane K. Butler Muir, Herbert Clarence Napier III.
Annie Lee Neal, Richard Douglas Doug Northam, Betty Jo Officer.
Billy R. Officer, Dr. Kenneth W. Osting.
Robert Earl Bob Paget, Martha Charlene Parsons.
T. Bradford Brad Phillips, Nathaniel David Pico.
Maria Elizabeth Burke Platzmeyer, Thomas Carlisle Puckett, Josephine Gatlin Reed.
The Mayor Brentwood, Joe Regan.
Clint Morris Reed, Haley Renee Reynolds.
Christopher Michael Rice, Nancy Louise Luckett Ritchie, Willie Bell Rittenberry.
Vincenza Enza San Philippi, y'all help me. Mandy, you got this one. Thank you. Austin Taylor Sharp, David Edward Shepard.
The rock star, Wanda Shepard.
Rebecca Ann Becky Short.
Major General retired, John K. Singlob. Michael Eugene Smiley.
Charlie Ray Smith, Howard Green Smithson.
Brentwood City Commissioner, Regina Smithson.
Dr. William Bill W. Summerfield, Mr. Franklin Frank Delano Stanley.
Ruth Elizabeth Maupin Watkins Sykes, Diane Silvis.
Dr. James Taylor, Hugh Tharp.
Reverend Daley Thompson Jr., Carol Tornquist.
Leon Davis Tywater Sr., Rose DiPiperino Valcarcel, Carly Ann Vaughn.
Henrietta Vaughn, Ronald Anthony Ronnie Volpe, Andrew Stephen Walker.
Edward Ted Kendall White, Herschel Wayne Winstead, Josephine Joe McKee Wright.
Rose Marie Mama Rose Wright, Howard Hughes Yancey, Donald Kimberly Kip Yant.
On behalf of Williamson Memorial Funeral Home and other funeral homes in the surrounding areas, our prayers are with these families, the families we serve, and thank you to Franklin Tomorrow.
We'd like to bring the house lights down so you can see these beautiful candles glowing that have been given by Williamson Memorial Funeral Home. And if you are a family member of one of those honored or have suffered a loss this year, we invite you to take a candle with you. Thank you to Pam and Jeff for their support of this event, and Aunt Mandy and Clark Goodrich and the whole team at Williamson Memorial. This means a lot to us to be able to do this. It is difficult to do, but I wish we could make this its own program, really, Tom, because we could tell more about the life stories of these individuals and others, but we really want to thank and take a moment to think about the efforts of these individuals in our community.
Good night, dear.
Thank you so much. On the way out, this concludes our awards for the evening. We want to thank those amazing volunteers for all they do. We want to thank you for being here tonight. Thanks to our sponsors again. If you were a nominee, please, on the way out, pick up a thank you bag. There's a nice couple gifts in there for the nominees, and we appreciate it. Or if you're a sponsor, we will post a video of tonight's event on our website, franklintomorrow.org. So please share it with others, and thanks for being a part of this. Go out and do something good in the community. Have a great night.